For more on the conflict's regional impact, let's go now to Barbara Slavin. She's a distinguished fellow at the Stimson Center in Washington, D.C., focusing on the Middle East and North Africa. I really appreciate your time. Now, how is the situation on the Lebanon border complicating matters further, do you think?
Well, so far there have been skirmishes along that border, but there has not been a major effort by the Hezbollah group to insert itself into this conflict. Yesterday, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, gave a speech in which he noted that this was Hamas's decision to launch an operation on October the 7th, and suggested that Hezbollah had been assisting Hamas with some minor skirmishes since that time. But it seemed pretty clear that Hezbollah does not want this war to expand in a major way, at least not so far.
So when Hassan Nasrallah spoke on Friday, he said that the militia had already engaged in unprecedented fighting along the Israel-Lebanese border. Is that not a threat for regional war, or is that them speaking up to say that this is as far as it's going to go?
So far, it seems as far as he's going to go. Now, you have to remember that Lebanon is facing a very dire economic situation, and it really cannot afford a major combat with Israel at this point. Back in 2006, the Israelis waged war against Hezbollah for something like 3 weeks, destroyed much of the southern suburbs of Beirut, caused a lot of damage, which took years to rebuild. And there simply isn't an appetite anywhere in the Arab world, frankly, to rebuild Lebanon now. And Lebanon does not have the means to do so. So I think Nasrallah and the others are walking a very careful line. They're trying to take credit in a way for what Hamas has done. They're suggesting that Hamas has somehow already scored a great victory by showing the vulnerability of Israel to this kind of attack. But at the same time, they're not widening the war in a major way.
What about Iran's influence over Hezbollah, though? How much does Iran want to make sure that it is a strong player in this conflict? And the US, despite US intelligence saying that, it believes that Iran wants to hold back from a regional war, how reliable is America's intelligence when it comes to that statement?
I think Iran also is being rather cautious, once again denying any responsibility, denying that it knew about the October 7th attacks in advance. And of course, Iran is in close consultation, particularly with Hezbollah, which is its strongest partner in the region. Again, I think there's a sense that they're going to watch and wait. They see that Israel, after getting some sympathy internationally after October 7th, is now under more pressure from, as you pointed out, demonstrations around the world, people calling for a ceasefire and so on. So I think Iran and Hezbollah are content to wait and see how the fighting goes. Now, the Israelis say they want to destroy Hamas, but that is a very difficult thing to achieve. However many people are killed in Gaza, this organization most likely will reconstitute itself in some form or fashion. So I think everyone is playing a bit of a waiting game right now. Yeah. Unfortunately, the people who are suffering most are the innocent civilians.
Indeed. All right, we'll have to leave it there. Unfortunately, that's all the time we've got. Barbara Slavin, thank you very much. Distinguished Fellow at the Stimson Center in Washington, D.C.